Good afternoon and welcome to Ralph's Flybox. Today we're going to go over something that I wanted to share with everybody. It's not something that's not known. I think it's something that's more or less lost because these reels have fallen out of favor in most circles. This is an old Berkley 510. Very similar to the Ocean City reels. I believe they were made together. They were built under a lot of different brands. Montgomery Ward, a couple Canadian companies. Berkley was a big supplier of these reels. It's got a lot of good qualities. It does have the screw-in foot. It's not a molded foot. It's a ventilated reel, which wasn't that common at the time for these models. Most of them were solid back like the Ocean City. It's a click paw reel, but this also came with a functioning drag, which may or may not be what you want now. If you're like me, you don't. I like the click paw. I like the simple. The simpler the better. So I had this reel. It's in an excellent condition for an old reel. However, it is basically a right hand reel, and it is a drag model, which has a tendency for this drag knob to loosen as you used it. It's not the best design for this reel, but I found a way to get around it, so I'll share that with you now. Start off with what you'll notice is this has changed. I've already done the work on this, but I'll show you. The click is a soft forward for left hand, and it's a harsh solid click drag for right hand. That's what you want. You want the stripping line, when the line's stripped out, to be the more harsh. What everyone will tell you is this is a right hand click reel, and you can do it either way. You just have to get used to the little bit of out of balance drag, but you can get around that. Let me show you how you do that. I'll start off by taking the center screw out. And then pop your spool off. Now inside your spool you're going to have 3 washers. You're going to have a material washer, a rubber washer, and a center lock washer that locks into this groove for your spindle. That all sits down inside there. That's your drag. And your click obviously works off of the back of the spool. And the center ring drag system is made with an on and off switch. Doesn't click on that well. There you go. When the spool's not on, but it's set up with an on and off switch, and this brass tension ring is what affects how strong or weak your drag is. A lot of the older reels were like this, and people learned how to tune them. It's hard to find anyone now that can show you how to do this properly, but what I found is the easiest way to show you. This side right here, if you hold your, you're going to set it up for left hand retrieve with your reel foot here. This side right here of your ring controls the right hand retrieve. This side controls the left hand. So normally this is pulled out a little bit oblong if it's right hand retrieve. To set it up for left hand, you slowly press. You can do it with your finger or whatever. Be careful you don't break it, but you slowly press in on this side, the right hand side, and the left hand side you push out slowly and flex it. You only do it in minute increments, putting your reel back in. So you adjust it a little bit, you slap your spool in, and you check it. If it's about right, stop. If it's not right yet, and it's not fully left hand retrieve, push in a little bit more on this side, pull out a little bit more on that side. as long as you're not very far offset, here to here, you're good. Once you get the tension the way you want it, you still have the problem of the drag. So you put your spool back in, and by removing the rubber washer that would go in first, putting the fiber washer in first, make sure it sets completely. It sets down in there. And then putting your stainless washer there. You can start your lock nut, which normally is your spool nut plus your drag. And you'll now be able to fully tighten your lock nut and fully tighten your drag nut, which will stay in place and will not backspin on you. And it's a left-hand retrieve. This will not spin. You no longer have a drag, but you have a single action, well balanced, smooth, click-pawed reel that you may be looking for. The last thing you have to do is take your line guard, remove it from right hand to left hand, and you're done. No longer fight that awkward click paw, that right hand click paw that will function in left hand but won't feel like it's working correctly. Hope that helps. Good luck on the water.